Hello, hi, I hope you had a wonderful day, and today I'm going to stream again. Last 2 days I was kind of busy, don't know really what happened. Did everything I wanted to do, but didn't have much time left over. But I did work on the game half an hour each day, but then I did not have much time left. And normally I want to stream around maybe 10 p.m. And after that, I don't have much motivation to stream anymore because I just think it's too late then. But today, it's still a late stream, but it's a stream, so let's go. Looking into the game last time, we can also play some music. Not to do this too loud, but just have something there. In the game last time, we did set up this scene, and I've kind of worked on this a little bit more. So let's play this scene now. And our task here is making this look as beautiful as it possibly could. Like, we're going through this forest right here, and the only task here is to make this forest as beautiful as it can be. Now you see that the layers here are really shifting left and right, and the look is getting better and better the more layers you add to it. So it's really that simple. More is better. You also see that you can kind of see the character behind these trees. It does not work that well with the trees that have a color. So this effect might only be good if you have really big dark object in front of the camera, so you can maybe you can still see what is going on there. So also now a mask, and the mask is applied to the player and to enemies, so that you can see in a battle. If I would go into a battle right now with some enemies, let's spawn in an enemy. Let's bring in this peasant here. If we bring him in, oh, that's just his mask, but you can already see what is going to happen. You can see him behind this tree. The tree is not going to be in front of him. It's going to be in front of him, but you can just see through the bit where the peasant is standing. So this is to give us a little bit of control over what we want to see here. Now there is something that I just noticed. I think that is not quite right. There's a second layer in this tree here. Let's look what happened. So each of these trees here, this one, this one, it has a second layer with the second tree, and it's on the default layer. Okay, that's not correct. So this has to be set to foreground. So you're supposed to see a little bit of the tree through the tree. So that's something that is not set up correctly. So let's first correct that. And this has been done with the tree brush, the custom tree brush. And what it is doing is just copying the tree, putting it behind the sprite, putting it behind it, give it half of its opacity. However, we did not copy the sorting layer. So let's also give this the front sorting layer. Oh. Sorting layer, can we get sorting? Yeah, I think it's like this. So now if we spawn in new trees, they should have the background enabled. I've also experimented with just spawning in more objects, like these bushes right here. And if you look at the bushes though, the bushes are moving a little bit too fast. You can see that the bushes are moving faster, and we can simply fix this by going into their corresponding foreground. We have 3 foregrounds here. Let me see which one is the foreground with the bushes. These are trees. These are trees. These are trees. So I guess it's foreground 4. So these are the bushes. And we kind of have this system with the reference points. Now, unfortunately, the reference point system is working, but it's not working as I hoped that as it would do. Because you have to open all of these prefabs to edit these points, and it kind of is a little bit tedious to work with. Now you can see that the bushes are now moving. They're not moving very fast. I think we would still have to edit their speed. And now also the speed of the background here, of the trees in the background, is not so good. It's a little bit too slow. So you see, there's a lot of things that you have to do to make this work. And also, if you come here, you can see that the bushes are above these stones. And here they are not. Okay. So that's something that I didn't keep in mind. Interesting. So how can we fix this? I mean, we want essentially to see where the background is in this position and in this position. The first thing I want to do is restructure this whole shifting duets prefab, because I think having the reference points inside of the parallax backgrounds sounded good at first, but it turns out it's a little bit tedious to work with. So it's also kind of annoying that we have this as these as reference, these as children. So the original idea was to copy this, to draw on this background, copy it, put it into this background, and then you can set them up. So first let's maybe create a new parent and call it reference points. The problem here is when we have 20 trees in here, we open this, and then this is going to, maybe, let's say we have 50 trees, this is going to fill your inspector. You're not going to see this point that you need to edit it. So let's put all of these points in there. So it might be easier to edit them. We're not done yet. And in this case, we don't need this anymore. Reference points. So this is only needed if we want to edit how they are shifting. And these are the backgrounds. So let's. And the only thing that I'm thinking about is, would it be better to just give this a flat load shift with this speed? And at the beginning I thought no. I've put in some work to essentially not never have to do it that way, and I'm kind of not sure if that's really working that well, because if you just give it a flat value, shift with this speed, yes, the problem is you have to adjust the speed manually and find out the correct speed. But then after you find the correct speed, we are working with a lot of layers. We are working with 6 layers in the foreground. If you want to make it look good. But if you want it to look good, we are going to work with 6 layers. And 6 layers in the background too. And setting up these reference points here. So what you do for each layer is move from here, move from this point to this point, and the player is coming from here. And the center would be here. The other position would be here. I think the player reference point is its biggest weakness. Because it's making this a little bit fuzzy. And I'm really thinking right now if we should change the approach or not. Because the thing is, yes, this is not a bad idea, in my opinion. Just say it's an opinion. You basically paint on this background, copy it, and then you do. Let's see. Let me show you how you're supposed to do this. So the problem with this shifting doodles is normally you now have these brushes here, and you don't really know at which positions they will really be in. This is maybe the center position, but you know they will move. And what I wanted to do is give the user a little bit more control. So what it was supposed to do was to copy this foreground with the brushes, what I've done here, then say drag it over here, and then say then compare it with for example the stones, and have also a left position with the stones. And then you basically just do the same thing with the reference points. Just do the same thing with the reference points. The left reference point would have the same coordinates as this game object here. Let's do this. And this would be 0, 0, 0. Is this 0, 0, 0? No, it's not. So let's assign this a value. Okay. And let's see what happens. Oh, we also have to disable for ground 4. Yeah, we have to disable it. Oh. And this is going to cost an hour. No, it doesn't matter. Okay, it seems we have broken the prefab. No, it does not work anymore like it's supposed to be. It's very unfortunate though. I think it maybe be that it lost some reference points here. No, the problem is that it did reset the reference point that we did set up. So now the left reference point is set up to a random number, not on this foreground. Yeah, they're way too far apart. Don't know why they are so far apart. So for some reason Unity did reset the reference points. Now everything is kind of messed up here. Except for the brushes. So let's see if let's delete this brush layer, the second one. And let's disable these 3 foregrounds here because they're a mess right now. Yeah, these are the brushes. This is the copy. Let's disable this now and hit play. And they're not moving at all. Okay. So why are they not moving? And the player reference point is at a weird position. Where the hell is... Okay, so they are over here. We have to put them over here. Okay, let's do this again. And the brushes should move very slowly. Yeah, they do. So you can set this up in a good amount of time. The only question is, should we maybe still use a flat value for the shifting doodles? Because setting up these points is still a little bit tedious. I think to make this work really nice, we would have to make more editor functions. So the editor functions would then tell us, first of all, we direct this point over somewhere, and it's a little bit difficult for the user to understand what it does. So let's also go in there and give these points here a color. You can easily do this by assigning them maybe green. The player is going to be it's not red, he is going to be this. What's white? I don't know. White, left. No, that doesn't make sense. So choose red and blue for white, left. Okay. So now we should be able to see the points here. Yeah, only if we enable gizmos. Oh, can we make those bigger? No, we would have to make this bigger. But now we see all the other points too. So good job. This is not making this much clearer. No, it does. It does make it very much clearer. Because now we really see all the other points. We only have to pick some colors that are not used by the player already. Now it's still a little bit tedious. You're not going to see which one is which layer. So you can still make this very clear if you assign each one a different height. So let's make sure that these points are default 0. So that we don't have to look around and try to find them. Because that's kind of annoying. Now this is going to override the settings in the test level, but it's a test level, so we shouldn't care about that. It's supposed to be overridden. There's supposed to be. This is where we trying to figure out this stuff, how we want to do things, and now we have to take our sweet time to think. How can we do this really efficiently? So first let's pick purple and teal for the reference points, because these colors are not in use right now. And for this here, I'm going to pick green. Okay. Now we see a lot of points here, but we can't figure out what they are supposed to do. So we first have our bush here. And we know our bush is also let's set up the player reference point. To be default minus 30 or something. Let's see. This would be 90, 20. Okay, let's set it up to be minus 20. Default. Alex, let me explain why. If we always have spawn in the reference point of the player at the same position, and all we have to do is we have to make sure that our left and right positions are always at the same position, are at a different position, and then it will shift at a different speed. So the right reference point is the whole timer will be at this position when the player is over here, and the timer will be at this position when the player is at the completely opposite side. And this is how much it will shift. And this gives us the ability, if we would have our timer at the same point as the reference points, that we would see how much it shifts. However, here is what's a little bit sad, is we cannot just put these on the tile maps, because then it's harder to find them in the hierarchy, and we cannot make them be the tile maps, because then we would have to drag the whole time map here. If we wanted to change it, the reference point would also change with this, and kind of don't have really control if at some point where the point really is going to be, because we want each object to look at the logical correct position. And since this is a grid, we wouldn't able to do this here. We wouldn't be able to do this. At some point it's going to look messy. Okay. But I'm still not completely fine with this. Okay, now let's first try to set this up. But let's try to set this up. Not quick and not dirty. Not quick, not dirty. So let's call these background 1. Background 1 is at the front. This is just how some kind of convention that happened. And I think you could also make them minus 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Yeah, you could. Does it matter? Not really. So should I do it? So maybe I should actually start counting at the 0 and then assign the numbers like this. Minus 1. Then I would have to put them in brackets though. Foreground 0. Foreground. Minus 1. Foreground. Minus 2. Foreground. Minus 3. So you would immediately understand, okay, this is the one that is in the front, and then we are one layer in the back each time. Okay, yeah, that might be a little bit better to understand. So let's do this here. Also counting. I just feel this is a little bit more intuitive. You might wonder about this, why it is named like this, but if you think about it, it immediately makes sense. I think there's no question then. So it's then we are going to win. No. We have this shifting doodads thing. Can we name this? To Bushes 0. And then we would also do this here and here. I'm going to do this later. Then, okay, now let's enable this background. Okay. Now I would say these bushes are too far to the left. Let's put them more to the right. Like here. I think this is where I intended them to be. Let's look at the reference points. And I want these reference points to be kind of in the middle here. Like this. Yeah, this is somewhere in the middle. Okay, now the next foreground layer, it's going to move faster. Let's enable this. So we would start setting up this foreground layer. Now I think it's a little bit too far to the right. Okay, let's set up the reference points. And let's put the left one to the left, the right one to the right. So this is the first problem here. And they're supposed to move faster. So put them over here. The player reference point should be at the same position as the other one. We're just going to put them at the same position all the time. And this should ensure that this layer here is now moving faster than the brush layer. Let's try this out. If it actually is working. And if we set it up like this, we can see by the height which layer these points are from, by having our own convention that we are going to use. And the trees are moving faster than the bushes. Yeah, it's not a lot, but it's honest movement. Okay, so let's put them a little bit more outside, just a little bit, and then we would go to the next layer, which is here in the foreground. This one should also have its reference point set up here and here. And you can also see by the height. Now I haven't matched the height exactly. It's not that important, but you can visually see now which point is from which layer. To make the player position over here. And we should be able to immediately start. And we don't have to guess any values. Now I'm not convinced that this is a perfect system. Now we have the problem with the brushes here. The brushes at this position do not look like we want them to look. Now I also wonder what would happen if we put all the player reference points and put them closer to the reference points. Now this should everything look even faster. Let's do this. It's going to be amazing. Okay, now everything just moves faster. And I think with the faster movement, it still kind of looks okay. So let's reverse this change with the points there. pick all the left points, drag them a little to the left, and drag the right points to the right. Still not that convinced that it is so good. It would be nicer if you would have the center here and only change these points. Except for the case that we wanted to do this for. And that is if you really are unsecure, is this going to look right? How is my timer going to look at this position? You would still have to calculate this. No, you could just drag it in here. Oh, you can't. That's you can drag it in here. Oh, unfortunately, this also doesn't work, as I hoped it would. No. So this is never going to work. So what I actually wanted here is that you can copy the foreground here. For example, like this example, copy it, paste it inside, and have it match the put them in different positions. Unfortunately, I think the idea is really nice, but it's kind of unpractical. And I'm wrapping my head around right now if we can, if we even can do this in a practical way. Because now I can drag them over here, yes, but I've now lost track of my points here. I cannot match the points. Now could make this at the null position. So this time is over here. Then I could say the one point is over here, here, and here, and the player reference point is here. But this kind of breaks the intent. The intent is that you do it over here where the time map is going to be. And another thing that we could do is, yeah, as I said, spawn it in and have the grid null position where it should be. But it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of not really doing what I want to do. So I think I should change the right reference point or the left reference point and call it center point. Then you would see, if this would be the center, like the right position, it would move from this position to this position. It's also not. And then you don't really, then you have to guess where it is going to in the end. So yes, it's really hard to find the best of worlds right here. Because the main problem here is the foreground, how you see it, right here, is never going to be, it's not one of these points right there. this is not the right position, and it's not the left position, it's the center position that we see. And if we would have the center and the left position, we could just leave this be. And the second position, we would just put the left position to the center position. Let's also put this to 0. And then back both of them like this. And we would immediately see where the how it is going to look. This is the intent. Let's go into the script. Let's say... Okay, but I think I figured it out now. So we don't need to do anything with this. Let me take a look. Is the right reference position really not the center point? I think it is the center point. Let me just figure this out. Okay, these are the reference points to see what we are doing with this object here. Yeah, it's basically not the right one. This is the center. It's the name is wrong. It's it never was the center game object. It never was the right position game object. This one is in the center. Oh man. Okay, it's very complicated, but once you learn, this is easy. Actually, programming is easy. You just don't understand it. Never. Okay, and the left position reference game object, we're only destroying it. If it's still there, let's also spawn in a white one. Yeah, and the white one is also completely useless except for destruction in the script. So now we have the whole insanity. And I'm going that this is set up to be. And we can make even more changes. Yeah, now I realize we can make this into a grid. We can actually, instead of having the time map being on this game object, we can delete this actually. Let's not delete it. No. Sorry. We can copy this component. Put it in here. Now this is the time map. Give it the time map renderer. Put it in here. And this has a time map renderer. Delete this. No. Let's not delete this yet. Let's not remove this at all. Let's remove these components though. And we can put one as a child of this reference point and one as a child of this reference point. Left. And in the beginning, we should probably just make sure. Oh man, there's still something not right here. Look. So what I'm trying to do here is, I don't want this to be too deep in the hierarchy, and this is why I would like to open this and that you have your tree objects here, and then there's only one game object that is else there for all these stuff to set up. Would be nice to have, but there's one problem. If you wanted to set up the reference points now, you want to see how it is going to look at the right and left position, you would copy all the trees, put them in here, put them in there. But since in the parent object of them, you can't just pick their parent and copy them in there. It's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying. Yeah. Kind of annoying. And then the worst way is that we don't have any way to also force this pattern on any user. For example, if I die now and somebody else would put up my work, he has no idea what the hell this is all about. So this is a problem. I might not like it, but we might have to just write this into the comment of this script. But then the only problem would be if I open the game, it might have messed around with the hierarchy. No, it didn't. Truly didn't. Yeah, it did mess around with this a little bit. Now it's looking like this. You have your shifting dudettes. You don't have this to name this shifting dudettes anymore. You can then rename this to Zach walks 0. So these would be the left walks. Then you would count 1, the walks 1 to the right, 2 to the right, 3 to the right. So this would be. And you maybe want to say sorting order. Order in layer 10. It's also what you would want to give. What kind of layer this is. But yeah, you want to write this into the tile map, because instinctively you would say, hey, why don't you write the order in layer to this foreground. This is because in the tile palette later, you're not going to see its parent. You're only going to see the order in layer on the grid. So if I pick bushes here, I don't want to look up in. I don't want to go into look into the hierarchy. Possibly have to scroll around here for a long time and look at the parent and search for the parent. Miss it 3 times and then I see, oh, there's a parent. Has this sorting order? Okay, which time map was I working on again? And then I've forgotten everything and start over and over again. I want this to be like this. You go on this tile map, you immediately see, okay, this has sorting layer 10. Set up my brush and say, okay, now I'm working on in sorting layer 10. And if it says 20, 20. 20. Okay. This is how you're supposed to work here. I just want to work quick, easy, and lazy. Why is this so hard to work lazy? I can't understand the problem. And then the next problem is, now I don't understand how this set up here. Let's see what's happening here. So now you have my reference points here, and let's just put them at one position. Put this here, this here. Now they have the same position. Put them over here. And then I want to see how each one is looking. So I just copy the whole every game object, put them in here into the reference point, please. And also into the next reference point, please. And now I can drag the reference point to the left, to the right. And now I should be kind of be able to tell where everything is. So at the left positions, you can see it's going to be at these positions. The right position, it's going to be this position. At the center, it's the center. Kind of. It's kind of not that nice to set up. So now what I still wanted to do is have one option just to disable all these objects. Yeah, so let's open this prefab and just call this, let's rename this to some kind of something template. Shifting assets template. So this is for every user a little more clear what this is. That this is not the grid itself. This is not going to be the grid anymore. And then you have your main grid. You will have your sorting order, for example 5. You would have your order in layer 10, and you would give it maybe a 0 or something. Now you have every information that you need inside of this main grid, and make this tile map. Give it the tile map renderer. And let's just put this to background by default. So if you start to spawn in things, they will. Okay, you're not going to draw on this anyway. You're not going to draw on this anyway. The reason is because you're spawning in game objects here, not time map things. It just happened that we tested it out, and for the trees to move left and right, it was just more convenient to make everything into a game object. And then I was like, okay, now we have set up the brush for game objects, and I don't see any more reason why we should use a tile map. It's not going to be too much more efficient. Let's just make a game object for every sprite that we are going to render in. If they don't have any collisions, they will not take too many resources. Now, I could be wrong about this, but I think sprite renderers only, they're not as efficient as time maps ever, but we are not on a Game Boy or something where we have to worry about some megabytes of memory space. This is the scale that you have to think in if you are going to optimize like this. And what I want to do is here to be time efficient. So for my use case, it's completely correct to do this like this. So now I can now these rocks would have been spawned in this main grid. This main grid would then be named rocks grid or something. Let's call this time it. Just time it so you know what this is. And then you would rename this. No, you would time map name. Yeah. So because it's a template, it has to tell us what this is going to do. Now it would be nice to have a comment here. Not going to lie. Unfortunately, we can't comment these. Can we kind of just add a comment? No. But nice to have a comment here to just say copy the time map and put them in here. Okay. Now the reference points should not have anything left here. Okay, and you would just copy this, copy them into the reference point, and then put them apart. Okay, now I think I kind of get how we can work with this efficiently, and also get the intent. So this is so that we don't waste too much thought on this, and it has its benefits and drawbacks. I mean, we just have to acknowledge that. So now we can see if we have the left reference points. Unfortunately, it seems that there's nothing in here. Unfortunately, all the rocks are at the wrong position, which is quite unfortunate. So we can just copy this, drag this in here, put it to 0, and it's not working. Oh, it's also not on. No, we can't. Oh, come on. The problem is I don't want to do this vice versa like this, where it possibly would work nicely. Come come on, why is there always something that doesn't look nice? Let's put this back to 0, 0, 0. Enable it. And put this to... And you would have to put this to the center position again each time. Damn. It would really be nice to have a button here and then to calculate center position. Like now. Because then I could make this a child of the center position. It would be here. And then just put the center position here, and then I would match the left center point. I have set it up already. Yeah. Other ways, I'm not going to nice button there, Unity. I'm not going to be able to set it up after I've ever set up these points. So, and this is going to happen. We are going to set these up, not with the tile map. We're going to set these up, and then we often want to see match the tile map afterwards, because then we spawn in new things, edit the tile map, and then we need to have a way to get them to the reference points. So let's give this an editor function maybe? So I'm not sure. I think it has to be that we have to make this whole script into an editor script, which is not correct. Oh, come on. So we are going to make this way more complicated. So editor functions Unity. Editor. Scripting API. This is not an editor script. Thank you, Unity. I want to see an editor script. Custom editor, public class. It's always going to be a class then. Let's just copy this and figure this out by ourselves. What is this? Can edit multiple class. Can edit multiple objects. Okay. So we just have to wait for this error. Multiple objects editing not supported. Okay, not sure what we want to do here. So I think this has to be let's look into the brushes for a short moment, how it's done there. Because I'm a little bit insecure here. Okay, it's a little bit different here. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay. We need to make a new class. Damn it. God damn it. Yeah, this is going to take some time. Let's not waste any more time and go into the editor functions here and create a new folder. I have no idea what this folder is going to look like. Custom editor functions. Let's come up with an even more stupid name. Like random editor function. Unnecessary complicated editor functions. Come on, there must be a good name for this. I'm only coming up with stupid names right now. I don't know why. I'm kind of only coming up with stupid names. Maybe I shouldn't start thinking about stupid names. Everything else. It's just it's a folder which is going to have 3 scripts inside. So at maximum, this is the first one, and I'm not intending to do any more. This is not a brush. Workflow editor. Workflow editor functions. This just sounds too generic. There must be a nice name for these. Great edit. No, stupid names. No stupid names. Simplification? Simplification? Yeah, that was kind of described it, but still so generic that I just don't come up with a good name here. So let's just say customized workflows. Which is actually quite a good name. And then name this random name. Let's name this. Calculate. File map template center position. This is a really easy name to understand. Now you might say, hey, that's a lot of works right there, but they at least they are like a comment. This is you don't need to write a comment now. Now why are you saying there's a problem? Come on, don't tell me this name is too long or something. What's the problem? Okay, so please put this in the correct this is a typo. Workflow. Okay. Workflows. Yeah. Only need to stop typos. Okay, now we corrected the name. And we want this to be an editor function. So let's go in here and first say, copy. What? No, I don't want to do GUI functions. Oh, come on, don't make this too complicated now. So now this has to inherit from editor. And I also think we have to say something custom here. Oh, if we inherit from Unity editor, we cannot instantiate things from mono behavior. Oh no! Come on, I want watch type in file. Yeah, okay. So it's not missing. You just imported it. Come on. I told you you should import it in folder. No? Okay. You give me options here and they just don't work. What the? How the hell do I import this? It's also like it can't decide if it's working or not, so. You see, it's changing its opinion every 5 seconds, which is not nice. Maybe we should also copy this now. Custom editor. Type of relax temp. Come on, what's I think it was messing around with this right here. Okay, let's just leave it like this. Now I think we should be able to compile this like this because we have import the editor, and it might be that it messes up with the namespace right here, but I'm not really sure. Now the problem is with the Unity editor functions, we cannot do anything useful. We want to instantiate an object in real time. So yeah, we don't have instantiate. And can we also get mono behavior, please? Mono. Come on. behavior. Tell me how to do this. We do this. Yes. Let's just Google mono behavior Unity function because I need access to instantiate. Mono behavior and editor Unity function. What I want to do is call instantiate in Unity editor. Editor, custom editor. In Unity custom editor, come on. Use create editor. And there's a lot of stuff. Why does he have access to transform? Do we have transform here? Oh yeah, we have transform, but we don't have instantiate. No. Do we have game object? No. We have game object. Yeah. It would be nice to have something useful though. So it's possible because we have this Unity functions enabled in the editor brushes. Which are editor functions. So the only thing is, how do we do this in here? Kind of had the feeling that I'm trying to do this the wrong way. Let's try to read about editor one more time. Okay, then these are custom editors. Okay. So this is not actually what I want here. I could look into a project how to set up editor functions that you can access here at the top. Unfortunately though, I can't look into the project because it's for my work and I can't show it. It's kind of unfortunate, so maybe I can open this on the second window. I guess I'll just set the screen to BRB for a short time and look up how I did this in another project. So BRB need to look into a project how I did this editor function there. So be right back. Okay, there I'm back, and I've just looked it up, how I did this in another project, and just copied the Power code. Because, as I said, it's actually not something that is super complicated. Okay, and now I want to, I've renamed these things so they don't match anything in my other project, and now I will name this function calculate center, make center point. Points. And also you can just give the name to the menu item. So let's take a look into Unity right now and see if we now will have a button here at the top. We might have to restart the editor though to see it. Because editing the editor sometimes requires a restart of the editor. Okay, it looks like we have to restart the editor. Because we don't see the panel here immediately. Okay, now let's go. Close this. And reopen the project and see if anything did happen. Oh, Unity, nice. Animation do you have there? Would be nice if you would open my folder faster though. Okay, so what we are going to do here is we need to make a game object array. Also make this a list. Yeah, I'm not sure. Game object. Point references. And looks like the game has been, okay, it's not finished. It looked like it's finished, and it's going to be game object Dot find. Find game objects with tag. No. Find objects of type. Ha! I got it. Then we look for our parallax transform and cast it to game object. This is going to give us an array of parallax transforms. We can still work with this. Objects. Okay. And then we don't need to cast them. We know that these point references are not the point references yet. We can start with for each, because we have everything that we need. Parallax transforms for each game object. I go through them. Let's go to the editor. It's going to load now. And we still don't see a button right here at the top, so I've done something not correctly here. So I guess I will need to look this up later. Let's go on. Now there's some stuff in here where it doesn't know where it belongs, because I changed the prefab order so much that it doesn't have any idea what it is supposed to mean. Or it was just some random stuff. Yeah, it was just some random stuff. And it's going to be child. Yeah, it's the child, and then we have the reference points, and there's nothing to identify it really, except for reference points. So we can go into this and edit this again. The center position is this one. And actually we don't need these two. We can just destroy them. So we only need the center reference here. And then we are going to destroy the left and the right position. Okay, let's go through this. And yeah, we just have to find reference points and then left and right position. Oh, this already has the reference point, so we don't need to find them here. We just can say parallax float center x position is equal to parallax transform dot right reference point dot x minus left x. Oh, it's position x. Okay, now we have this awesome function. Now we haven't done anything. It's going to be something, but we still have one more thing to do here, and that is spawn in the point, instantiate. Then we make a new vector vector 3 center position, center point position, and this is going to be new vector 3 with everything from this position except the x coordinate. So center x position, but we're going to steal the y and the z position. Come on, what you're doing? Did copy that? Actually I did, but you didn't see that. Then we want to instantiate a new game object. We don't need to instantiate it because it's going to be a new game object. Just say new game object. Let's save this as game object center point. It's going to be new game object. And then center point dot position. Let's see, does game object take any values here? No, not really. New game object. Can it take anything? String name. Yeah, okay, we can type of, and we don't want to give this time. String of center point dot transform position is going to be the center point position, and center point dot transform set parent is going to be the same parent as the left and right one, so parallax transformed left parent. And that's basically everything that we want to do here. And we only have to find out how this menu item works, and then we will have an awesome function here. Menu item. So what's on the menu? So here. Okay, I think the problem is like this. Do something in my menu bar. It's like the bar custom workflow functions. Oh, come on. Let's just call this custom functions for everybody's sake. And now we might have to recompile again. Oh yeah, we see it. We see it. It's a new button in the editor. We edited the editor now. This is so exciting. Like stuff just magically happens. Now let's see how the game is going to crash if we press this button. And it worked. It absolutely worked. Now we have this center point here. So let's see. Where's the center point? That didn't work. Oh, yeah. I have to get my calculation. I did get my calculation wrong. So I got an idea here. Let's also give this a center reference point. And now we can assign this to this object. So let's make a check here. If parallax transform dot is null, cannot access. Huh? What? Oh, yeah. Of course you cannot access it. And else it's going, the center point is going to be this one. It's going to be its game object. Yay. And now create a new one or change it. So we don't need to destroy our old center points. If we have a center point already, we will just change it. Okay, so now we have to redo our calculation here, and it will then be a great function that is going to do a lot of work for us, because now we can calculate a point between 2 points. Yay! Okay. So the actual position is not finished. So the center point, the center X position, it's not correctly calculated here. This is just the points distance, and points X distance, and the position then will be, we can just take the left point and add this, divide by 2. Given that this is at the left, it will 100% work. And if I say this is going to 100% work, it's going to be working 1000% of the time. This is so going to work. I just have to believe it. I don't need logic or hard work at all. And it did make a new center point. Damn it. Is it at the right position though? It is. So we have a center point at the right position. Oh yeah, the old one was not assigned to the script here. It also is not assigned now. Ah, yeah. Okay, it's never going to assign itself. So it did work, but it did work 1000%. But it seems 1000% is a little bit too much. We have to tone it down a bit. That's the real problem here. And then we have to assign this to this script here. And then now we can just delete every center point. They're just for testing reasons. Don't need them anymore. The last thing that we want to do though is we want them to be to see them in the UI. For that we would have to select an icon. Can we do this with a script though? I've never done this. So center point, icon, transform, icon. Unity set icon with script. This is I haven't understand anything, but it's type of the gizmo. At least this one is asking the right question. Oh, it's like this. Just one line of code. It's a one-liner, I guess. Oh, come on. Can you tell me what this is? GUI content. Don't want to have any bad code in there. Now let's see what this does. Let's see if this is going to work. Okay, let's first get rid of all the center points, because also did not pick up it only did pick up the active ones. So this is not a problem, but oh, and there are center point. And it also write on itself center point. Interesting. So yeah, it's actually not that useless to write the name on it. Yeah. So now we have our custom-made function. And now I still have to decide if we are going to use this workflow and which is maybe the biggest problem right here. So does this mean right now? So he would assign this to the center point here, and then just drag the center point to this position. Okay, and I immediately see the problem with this. And give this to the left one. Then calculate the center point again. It's not going to do any bugs because it's just reassigning them. Put that in here. Center point. Put it to the right. Is there anything in this time map? No. It's a little bit stupid. So I haven't done anything. Great. So let's do this with the foreground with actually some rocks on them. Let's do this with the rocks here. I think this is going to be a little bit more useful. So we have this time at here, and here in this center point, let's get rid of everything. In this point. So, okay, let's find the corresponding center point. Okay, we're going to copy this, put this in the center point. Now we can drag it over to the left. We calculate the center point. And then drag it to the right. Why am I doing this manually? Why am I stupid? Why don't I do this? Why I do this with the mouse? I can just calculate them. I can just click on this and just say calculate this map. I'm doing this like the worst stupidest way right now. So okay, we can make the workflow here even better. And what we have now, if I deactivate these points here, now I can see this. At the most right position, it's going to be looking like this. At the left position, it's going to look like this. At the center, it's going to look like this. And if we make this into, if we help ourselves with this custom function, we can actually make this work a little bit more efficient. Just a little bit, to be honest. I don't know if this is going to be really good, but let's rename this whole process, because I got some ideas now. Now, okay, I think I've with the custom editor functions, we can make this actually a really nice workflow where we just have to click on a button, then we could see all the right positions, all the left positions, and then the center positions just with the button press. Yeah, and then we can really compare where we are going to have our positions, timemaps, objects, all of them at the same time. It's going to be great. We just have to put in more work. So we're not working. We are working on working more efficient, which is also working. But let's not get too specific. Let's rename this into tile map. Parallax tile map. And I also parallax is written like this: parallax tile map editor functions. Because this is going to be, now that we figured out how it is working, we can easily calculate all this stuff here and make it way easier. so we don't have to look around where's each point. Don't drag anything inside. I don't have time for that. I want to do this with a script and want to be fast and efficient. Okay, and if we want to do this way faster, we need to have full control over what we are doing. So first I want to change this. So let's see what the GUI has for us. So he says here in his script, S4 is the label for a rounded rectangle. For the case, there's a nice list of all icons inside of this GitHub file, and this is going to be a virus. Oh no, now we are dead. Just kidding. Oh, there's a lot of them. we could also troll the user and just say, hey, it's Facebook, and then he would be like, no, not Facebook. Okay, now it's a little bit tedious how to find the thing I'm looking for, though. Holy shit, they have a lot of buttons. So here we are. We want to have the center point. It's a little bit nice to have a name attached to it, but we just want it to be a point, to be honest. There's no use to have things in some kind of other pattern. So let's make this also green. Yep. Going to change the label here. Could also calculate the white position. Let's rename this. Set up custom timer. And we're going to do some easy stuff here. We want to rename this to left player reference point. And there's going to be a white one, but the white one is going to be set by the editor. And we want to store them later because it's just taking up space. It's not going to make the game perform better, though. I just don't know. Maybe I just like to destroy things or something. And I want to write a comment here that this center reference point and this reference point are only used for visual guidance. And to calculate this point, we're going to do pretty much the same. Let's just copy this code and we do this one more time. This time, name this player points distance, and I'm stupid. Sorry, I should say something like that. It's not true. Everybody has some weaknesses, and I did a mistake there. Okay. So we need the center point. We now have the center point. So we have the center point. It's going to be the center point versus the left player reference point. And just rename this player center position, X position. It's going to be the left player position plus the position to the distance to the center times 2. No, it's not important. Now vector 3. It's not the center position. This is the right layer ref position. But let's just call it right player. So this is going to be and then we want to say we need to create a new game object here. Check for the right reference point, right player point, point. Else we want this white point to the reference that we already have. Then white player. This position is never used. Oh yeah, we are going to use it here. Wait for it. Center point, yeah, has the right player position. And this can actually stay. I need to reference the point. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a game object, okay. But this could also be the player point, to be honest. Okay, now we are also calculating the right position. We still have to change the icon. And to be not confused with the points here, we are going to edit the prefab again. So today is a very dry stream again. So yeah, there's a lot of dry streams ahead, but that's just how I work. If you expect me just to make a game and just to draw a lot, yeah, there's streams like that, but most of the time I do a lot of dry streams, to be honest. And it's okay if people don't like that. Okay, now we have all these points here that we can set up. So what else would we like to do is we would have to have more functions. Set up parallax transform. Yeah. Then we want to have even more. The next ones. And these are not going to be hard functions here. Is select left. Show left tilemaps. Show them center and right. And then we are finished and have really easy, nice little functions to work with. It will be much faster in the end, because there can be a lot of stuff that you just immediately want to see. I don't just as I said, I don't want to mess around in the inspector, set up every tilemap by myself and spend a lot of time. Because time is of the essence. I need to move it. Also, I need to write this correctly. And for the reference points, I actually want to change the sprite here. Find it. Okay, that's an easier way. Let's try to find this string. Come on, it must be in there. There it is. Also, let's go into this prefab. And make this green. So now this player reference point is going to be looking like this. Yeah, so you can immediately see what the hell is this. Okay. We're close, we're close. I'm not going to stop before we have these functions today, but it's really looking like we can do this. So the last thing that we want to do now is we have set up our reference points. We have set up our center points. Now I say I'm too lazy, or yeah, I'm too lazy to drag this in here every time. Cancel this. And also, you don't actually need this anymore. Because we can, if we don't do this with our hand, with the mouse, we don't need to make a new parent here. And my problem here is just I don't have any good name for the parent. I think we can kind of skip this in the hierarchy. Well, it's a little bit on the other side is okay, let's not do this. Let's not do this. On the other side, it's just nice to have this here, to have this reference here, and you can then pick this on with the code. It's going to be much faster and much easier to work with. Okay. Not for this instance. It's also in the future. If you want to do any changes, it's much easier to work with the current structure instead of deleting this child right here and have all the assets here to be spawned in next to the reference points. On the other side, yeah, no, it's because then you can just disable this, and then you don't see this tile map anymore. You can do it by hand. You can do it with the script. Else you would have to go through every object and disable it. With script, it's easy. You can do it by hand. Yeah. And show left, show center, show right. I've forgotten one case, which is show all. Okay, now these functions will be essentially the same. It's just pick these tile maps and show them. Yeah. And now that we have the center reference game object, we can also have this as left and right. Just do it like this because I will never be able to type really fast because I'm too lazy to. I'm just copy and pasting too often. And yeah, just get through with this somehow. And then that side, I shouldn't always say I'm too lazy for this, I'm too lazy for that. I should just say this is inefficient. And I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy to make stupid work, which if it can be done with the script, way more efficient. So what now? I want to go through each script. And then after we set up this point, we want sorry. We want to have to make this first. Oh, let's do this last. Let's do this last here, not in the middle. We are going to make the left reference if it's not there. And then everything we want to do here is no, we don't want like sorry. We don't want to do this actually. We want to copy the tile map, instantiate. We want to instantiate the existing center tile map at the position of the left point, no, and the same position as the tile map. And don't give it any rotation. And the parent should be the left reference point. And thank God it's one of the only times that I want this actually to automatically make this not one code line. In all other possible situations, it's going to mess me up, but actually this time I want this. And if it's already there, we want to reset its position to the center position. Transform position. And if it's in the center position, then we only need to shift it to the left a little bit, just like the center point. And the tile map will be at the exact right point. So this is a little bit tedious. Okay. Now this is really hard to follow. We take the distance between the 2 points, half it. We half it? Yes. And then we will new vector 3, new left position, going to be equal to, it's going to be a new vector 3, it's going to be a new position basically, and we are just going to change the x vector. It's going to be the same like it currently has. Minus what? What the hell is it? No, minus this times 0.5f minus half the distance of between the 2 points, and then we just at the x and the z position be the same. And we can just assign this immediately. Don't need a new vector for that. Can just assign this immediately. And I think we're done. Let's test this out. Because there's a lot of things that can go wrong now. It might be that this is not going to work at all, but we can still just test it. Set up parallax transform, and it immediately says, hey, this icon here, its name is not correct. So yeah, it's SV Gizmo. I actually wanted to use this label here. This is why it's not correct. Okay, so, and then there's a null exception. This has not been assigned. What? So it's a little bit irritating because it could also be line 65. No, left position reference game object has not been assigned. Which is okay. However, it should be assigned. Oh, we didn't check for the wrong object here. We need to check if it's null. Okay, as a kind of typo, copy and pasting error. We did check for the wrong kind of variable. And now if we press this, Do we have new errors? Not sure. Let's press again. No. No new errors. I'm a little bit confused why we still have these center points then. Not this one. This one. This one of those. This one. Maybe we have lost the reference on the way. I'm not sure about that one. Let's put this here and see what happens if I press this. Okay, then it has destroyed the old one. So normally this works, but it didn't for some reason. And now we should have a new tile map here. So first we have this white reference point here. And the thing is, now you see here. Now you can see the left and right positions here. From this position here. Now you can see, okay, it's going to shift from this position to this position. Then the player is going from here to here. You can just visually see what you're doing. And this is why we are also doing this stuff. This is the only purpose this has. This all why we make that many functions just to set up a tile map. If we could do this with just having giving it a custom value, you could just type in a number and make it shift. And then you, as I said, you could also try to find it out. But once you start using the system, you will be a little bit more efficient. It's just that setting up the system is way more difficult. It actually took a little bit more time than I thought. And if I would have known how much time this would take, I would not have started it, to be honest. But let's just rename this to white. White. Also, this will be now always the white one. So now I have to go over these very carefully. And also in the position here, we have to give it plus. So I didn't check for the left position if it was completely correct. That's kind of a mistake by me. Okay, let's now see. Let's go into the box here, and for some reason I've disabled these reference points. And let's just kick these timers out, because I'm not sure when I did set them up. Let's set up this one, and it's going to do this twice and put them both in the left reference point. So we have to edit the parent. Parent. To be the, yeah, white. Okay. And we can already see that is 1, 2, 3. It's correct. Let's delete those. See if it does it correctly now. And now if I say, hey, I only want to see the center. I only see the center. I can only see the left. I can only see the white. So it's the right position here. This is the left position. Yeah. So I can immediately see where the time is going to be. Maybe I'm not going to use this though. So I'm not even sure if this is good invested time. But no, I'm going to waste to not talk to use this 100%. Still not sure if I'm going at some point just say okay, I think this is too complicated. So now I want to do these functions. They look quite, oh no, there's a lot of functions. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to basically do the same like here. There's only one thing here that we kind of wish to be able to do. Can we include we can give this too. Include inactive. Yes or no? Do we want to include inactive? I would say no. Now here we want to set this to true. But now so that we do this for all the time maps. And then here, when we show the left ones, we want to set this specifically to false. And we want to show that we are setting them to false. Why? If I don't want to see a time map right now, I don't want the editor to, if I click a button, to suddenly show it to me. So if I disable a time map, don't do anything with, don't do this with inactive tile maps. Okay, and then for each of these palette transforms, we're going to do so much stuff here. Just kidding, it's going to be easy. So if you want to show the left ones, then we have here center, left and right. Let's go center, set active, false. Ooh, that's a lot of code, no? It's going to be even better. Then the what was the next one? Oh no, left, and then here's the right. Here's the right one, and it says show left ones. Okay, that's true, and that's basically it. And we are going to copy and paste this code into every kind of function here, and it's just show the center ones. Okay, then this is false and this is true. And show the right ones, then this is false and right is true. Show all time maps, and then it's true. Now we could also make hide all time maps. Do we want this? Not really, but let's just make the I don't see a use case for it, but let's just it's so easy to edit this in, that we just have to say false, false, false now, false, 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 and then we don't see any time maps. It's as easy as it gets. And this will make it easy to work with. And then we are finished. And then we can actually start drawing with this. So, show me the left. I think it's only working with the box right now. Show the center. So show the right. Show all of them. Hide all of them. Okay, it works. I think it's only working with the box because we messed around with all of these tile maps. So we have to redo the tile maps again. And I will now start to just edit the layers, draw with these tile maps, and call it a day afterward. Because I think for tomorrow will be a long stream, and we will finish the level and just start drawing. Because now nothing is holding us back. We can spawn in this object and just get going now. However, no. No. Oh, there's a lot of in this background. Oof. Let's make a glue out of this, actually. Let's delete all of this. All of it. Oh, it's actually not bad stuff in here. No, I want to start a new setup. I want to clean all these backgrounds and set up everything so we have a nice starting point. Let's also create a new empty foregrounds and a new empty backgrounds. Okay, now this is just for the hierarchy so that we can find our things faster. So put the foregrounds, put the backgrounds. And right now these are empty. These are just going to be parents of a lot of backgrounds and foregrounds. That's why they are empty. And I really like this walk here, but I'm going to remove it now. You've been a nice little walk. But it's time to leave. It's time for you to leave. Leave. Where is it? Want to select the rock. Oh, I had it. God damn it. Give me the rock again. It's here. So it's in this asset tests. Yeah, it's a test. Okay. Do we have any object left here? No. Fortunate. Oh, you immediately see now how much worse the level looks without all of these assets. Now let's just play and look at our environment for a second. Like we still have the fireflies. Oh, they're nice. So it's kind of a freedom to see the environment here, but let's spawn in some stuff. Even though I enjoy seeing the environment for one time, I don't think the environment is not so bad. Whoopsie. Okay. So, as I said, 6 foregrounds, 6 backgrounds. That's the rule of thumb. So minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So now we have to decide: do we want to draw from back to front or from front to back? And I think it's obviously we want to write from back to front, because object. You're only if you start at the front, you're only going to see the front. Kind of. We also could start in the middle though, because if we start in the middle with drawing, would also be nice. So first, let's drag in one of our parallax twins. Transform surprise. Transform. How was the prefab named? Oh, come on. Rudets? Shifting assets. Okay, shifting assets template. We're going to drag you in here. In here. In here. Oh, no. In here. I said in here. Oh, you have your one. I hate you. Okay. In here. No. Here. 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 We do this every time. This is kind of annoying. We could also write an editor function for this. No, that's not what we do. I could write an editor function for this. Yeah, but that would be kind of stupid. So now let's see what else do we want to do here. So we want to write from front to back. So now we see this is tilemap name. What do we want to have in the furthest back is going to be bushes, I guess. Bushes or trees. Maybe we should go trees, bushes, trees, bushes, trees, bushes, trees, bushes. But this is a rocky area. So maybe we should name these rocks. Rocks 0 SO5. So now they are in the background, so they are sorting order 1. Order in layer -50, I guess. What are these layers here? It's images. Ooh. They started in the 50s. So -50 is really far back. So let's edit the camera, the background manager, to be even more in the back. So let's see the clouds. We have all these clouds here. Don't really understand the sort order here. What the? That's weird. In here they have order in layer -56. But in the prefab I can't edit that. Was I editing the lowest positions? No. So now this is the sorting order. And make sure that we don't have our background objects in front of our background. We're going to spawn in our background images in front of them. Yeah, so how do we do this? We put this background really funded. So let's put this to 500. Yeah, so now this is really far in the back. Give it all a 500. Because this will make sure that whatever kind of layers we use, we will stay in the back. So now we have our images here set up. We need to go into the fog emitters. We set them up. Something's wrong. Looks like the sky is in the front. Oh yeah, it is. And now the full sky will be in the back. And we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, all layers. We still have to do this again with the highest positions. So let's do this. Just if we are ever going to work with this. Oof, they have a different sorting order. That's inconvenient. So we can just start by copy pasting some of these values. So here we can just copy paste values. Then we have to find what kind of value we use here. Put them into these fog emitters. Do the same with the layers of the background. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And now all the sky elements. So this moon has no bloom. We have to copy this position, put it in here. Because we want the moons to look exactly the same, which they didn't. And copy the sort order. I'm not sure about the moon bloom though. I think it's not visible. Shouldn't be visible like this. To put this to higher layer. No, it should be visible. Can we see you? Yes. Before? Yeah, you were visible actually. But you should be behind the moon actually. Okay. And the stars have the same layer as the bloom. That's not a problem. And then we have the sky. They all have the same sorting layer, so we can copy in this sort order. Okay, we're done. Okay. So, I guess for now it's going to be late, and I want to get up not too late tomorrow. So I will say this is a good setup for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be drawing with the tile brush only, setting up things, and drawing maps. Finally, we will be there, and I think today we have tested out a lot of things, how we can make this workflow the most efficient that we can get with it. And after setting up all of these things, I'm very excited to finally draw on a tile map. With that said, I can just say thank you for everybody who's following so far and maybe watching the bot layer later. It has been a great time so far, and with the next parts that are going to be in this stream, will be a long weekend and it will be a lot of work, but we're coming to the end, and this is the last part where it was really hard. So let's look forward to the time where we really make the game and grind down our maps. Every map we will now start working on every map and make them look good next time. So see you then, and I will have maybe a good sleep tonight. You also, I wish you a wonderful good night and have a good sleep. Bye.